For this tutorial, I'm going to be explaining how to create a stained glass effect using a technique called lead lighting. First, you need to start off with a light base. I'm going to use Believe Beauty Blanca, and I'm going to apply it in 3 coats. I do like this for a white polish. I think it has a really nice formula. And when I don't want to use stamping polish as a base, it's great. Now I'm going to go in with Glam Polish Snow White for some sparkle. I think adding a flaky polish or a glitter polish will definitely add some dimension to the stained glass effect. And once this has dried, I've applied my sticky base coat. Now I'm going to use my Finger Angel stained glass stamping plate, my favorite stamper for picking up full coverage designs, and a dark outline polish. I'm using Mirror Mirror. I'm going to cover my whole design. I'm going to scrape with about a 45-degree angle, pick up my stamp, and apply it to my nail. You could fill it in while it's on the stamper, but this technique can also be done while it's on the nail, which can be a little bit easier for beginners especially. So I'm going to fill the design in with Sunny Day, Garden Gnome, and Poppy Seed. And these are all part of Maniology's Rainbow Splash collection. I'm also going to use my favorite detail brush. You could use a dotting tool that's fine-tipped or even a toothpick. You're going to pick up your color and dab it into the design. Try not to go over the same area too many times, as it could blur the bottom or blur the outline as it gets wet from the new polish being applied. You can go in and add layers of the sheer polish to create more dimension, because the thicker the polish, the darker the color will be. So you can get really creative with the depth of color in these kinds of designs. Now, as I said before, this could be done on the stamper, but since this is sheer polish, you can also do it on the nail. For beginners, that could be really nice because you can't lift the design off the nail like you could in reverse stamping when it's on the stamper. You can also do this technique with Sharpie markers or with alcohol inks or any sheer regular polish you may have. So don't throw out those sheer polishes that take 4 coats for opacity, because they could be really nice for a technique like this. Now, as I go through here, I'm just making sure I've got all the little tips of the petals colored in. And then we'll move on to the next color. I think I've got it all there, almost. It's hard to do this on camera. Okay, so now I'm going in with the green, and as you can see in the green leaf, some of the areas are a little bit darker and some of them are a little bit lighter. I kind of like the dimension it's creating, layering some of the green polish back on top. I'm going to go in and color in this stem, and this is why I love fine tip brushes. They're so good for small details like this. And now to get the brown middle, I have actually mixed the red, green, and yellow sheer polish together to get a shade of brown that I wanted, which is really nice about mixing polish to get the perfect color. And when you don't have a sheer color that you need, you can mix them just like you can regular polish. Okay, so now this is all filled in, and I'm going to move on to the leaf design. Now again, I'm going to cover my whole design, scrape at a 45, pick up with my stamper, and apply to my nail. And I do have my sticky base coat on here. For my sticky base, I like to use Beetle's gel polish. Little known fact is that the hop coat for gel polish can act as a sticky base and not feel sticky. So it's kind of nice, and you can wipe off a design with acetone if you don't like it and start over without ruining your whole base. So for this one, I'm actually putting down both colors at one time because I want to mix them on the nail and kind of mix them on my brush to get some different shades, kind of like the leaf is changing color, red and yellow. I'm going to kind of mix which color I'm picking up and not clean my brush in between because I want that different dimension. I want to layer it. I don't mind if it's mixing. Again, it's kind of another fun thing about sheer polish is you can layer the colors and change the color really easily without having to actually mix the color up, if that makes sense. So go in and fill this in, and as you can tell, this design was a little bit small for my demonstration nail, but I'm just going to go with it anyway since I'm just showing you this technique. This won't actually be worn in the mani. I've already created the mani with this look, and the first time I filmed it, it did not film very well. So here I am doing it on demonstration nails because I think it's such a fun technique. I really wanted to show you. So we're almost done here. And once you have completely filled in your design, you're going to want to make sure this polish is completely dry before applying your top coat. Now over my stamping, I like to use Beetle's Gel Polish Top Coat. It does not smear nail art, which is really, really nice. And then I can cure it and it's dry and ready to go. So now it's done. I'm going to apply my top coat, and it's really going to add some shine and really make it look like stained glass. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please comment below.